It is the Christmas season, but it doesn't mean we have to stop for anything. Welcome back, I'm a Loudmouth Canadian. Today we'll be reviewing One Piece episode 1045. Thank you so much for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe, and without further ado, let's just go straight into it. We start off with just a quick reminder of the situation. How Cairo started off with 30k people, the samurai had 5k people, but due to Tama's devil fruit, the gap is now closing and Onigashima is making his way towards Wano. So just a little recap. You know, there's a lot of episodes in this arc, a lot of chapters in this arc, so it's nice to get a little recap now and then, just to remind ourselves what's at stake at the moment. We go over to Luffy now, and Luffy has managed to eat a month worth of food. From Caribou, he had a month's worth of food inside him. He gave it to Luffy and Luffy chomped that up like it was a buffet. Luffy did not care. He munched it all and is still hungry. Actually, he's not hungry, he's full now, and now he wants to make his way up to Onigashima. But he's currently in that, balloon form, the form he gets when he eats too much. And so he uses his and they said quite there, devil fruit to digest the food to go back to his regular shape. And now he's ready to go after Kaido. We've seen this before in different arts, whole cake. I think what's it called? Just before whole cake, what was it? Just Rosa, just where he eats and he consumes, gets big, uses his devil fruit to condense and digest the food. So this is nothing new to us. It's nothing we haven't seen before, but just regular old Luffy eating as much as he can and moving forward. We now switch over to Raizo. If you don't know who Raizo is, he's the ninja of the Red Scabbards. He's the one with the big ass head. Yeah, he's currently fighting, what's his name? Fukugoro? I think I've pronounced that right, I hope so. And Fukugoro used to be, I think, working underneath Raizo or something like that, because they're both part of the ninja association within Wano, and so those two work fighting now, sort of like a two people with the same job essentially, if that makes sense. And Raizo's asking, how can you fight for someone like Orochi? How can you work with someone so evil, so twisted? And Fukugoro, he responds, look, it's just our job. Our job is just to serve the shogun. And that happens in real life too, with the monarchy and the government. When you work for a facsimile of the head of state, that's your job. No matter what he does, no matter what he says, you have to do it. So I understand where he's coming from, but still, you have to have some type of moral, some type of, own ideals to follow. You're following someone who's evil, who wants to turn the whole island to basically a weapons factory, smile factory, to serve Kaido just out of spite. So at some point you have to stand up and be like, yo, this ain't it. The two start to clash, with Raizo using Shadow Clone Jutsu. That's exactly what he uses. Now, of course, he is you could say he's a tribute character to Naruto, because there's always been sort of that, what's we're looking for, appreciation between the two, where you might see Luffy's shadow appear in a Naruto chapter. You might see the Nine Tails devil fruit they have. It's always been like, giving props to each other, which is nice to see. And Fukugoro, he has like very long earlobes. I don't know if he's eating a devil fruit or it's just through Ninpo, which is their version of Jutsu. But his earlobes are huge, and he uses it to deflect, these shurikens that Raizo's using. And through this, he gets the upper hand quite steadily. And he's telling them that the reason why you're losing now is because you are too emotional. You're using emotions, it's making you weak, and that's how I've gained the upper hand. But Raizo, he says, it's these emotions which makes me strong. And he starts, thinking about all the moments that he's had with Odin, from the time they met to the time that Odin sacrificed himself so he can live. It's just a small little moment to show you why Raizo is doing what he's doing. And so the fight will continue. We move on, and well, just before we move on, he says that he's happy to help Momonosuke take care of Wano, because as part of the Red Scabbards, you serve the Shogun. So it's just two people who serve in different laws coming together. That's it. That's really the main focus. But as we move on now, we see Shinobu has used her devil fruit. So from last episode, Momonosuke asks her to use her devil fruit on him so he could grow to the size of an adult. That way, when he uses his devil fruit, he could transform to a large dragon. And she does this, but we don't get to see what he looks like. But we do hear from Shinobu that he looks so much like Odin that it's freaking her out. She's crying right now. And so we leave that for now, and we go to Killer versus Hawkins. Now, just a recap, if you don't know, Killer serves on Kid's crew. He's the second in command. They've been friends for ages now, since they were kids. Hawkins, he's not Toby Roper, but he's a captain with authority in Kaido's crew. He joined them because he has the ability to read tarot cards, and he believed he had the best chance of surviving if he joined Kaido's crew. And so Killer's main method of attack is these rotating blades on his wrist, and he is just slashing away at Hawkins. Hawkins has a strong devil fruit, but as we've seen before, he's lost to Law, and now he seems to be losing to Killer, and Killer is just slicing through Hawkins. And as he slices through Hawkins, you see these little dolls rise up, fall in half, and then they just fall over. Hawkins' devil fruit allows him to essentially has more lives than one. So what he does, as soon as he comes in contact with someone, he can use them as like a substitute life. For example, if me and you was next to each other, I touch you and I had the devil fruit, I can then say get shot, and then you would take the bullet, you would get damage, you would take the brunt force of it. So that's his devil fruit. And Killer realizes, okay, I'm just gonna have to keep doing this, keep going at him until eventually he takes the dying hit, the fatal blow. And Hawkins, he's gloating at this. He's saying, look, no matter how many times you cut me, I'm gonna still be here, and you're eventually gonna get tired, and that's when I make my move. At the same time, on a different floor, we have Kid and Law still going up against Big Mom, and they clash. Big Mom gets the upper hand. We know that she's some rare giant whose strength is just unimaginable at this point. And so she's gonna get the strength upper hand. Law wants to help, but Kid being Kid, he's stubborn. He doesn't want the assist. He wants to do this by himself. He wants the full glory of beating Big Mom. And so Kid's arm starts to give away a bit, because Kid's devil fruit is magnetism. He's like Magneto on a smaller scale. Actually, you know what? That's debatable. That should be another topic of a video. And Big Mom notices this, and he says, look, you're already tiring out. I don't know how you can keep up with me, but you kids need to learn your place. So their fight is continuing as well, but we don't move on from this. What happens is we go back to Hawkins versus Killer, and Hawkins realizing he's in trouble. He only has a handful of lives left at this point. Not too many, maybe like 3 or 4, but he's realizing it's about to go down. He's about to lose, essentially, right? And this is when he realizes, oh, cool, I got this. Killer, again, he goes away and he starts slashing these lives, and then he stabs Hawkins. He goes straight for Hawkins. Hawkins takes the blow, but Kid falls over. Kid was about to attack Big Mom with his metal arms, But as he charges, Killer slashes Hawkins, but Kid collapses with blood coming from his shoulder. So we've now realized that one of the lives that Hawkins has is connected to Kid. Law has to jump in to defend Kid because Kid is now he's on the floor in pain from being stabbed. And Hawkins, he can't help himself. He tells Killer, he's like, yo bro, wait till you find out, my guy. Wait till you find out. And so now we had this problem where Killer can only do so much in case he might, hurt Kid. So it's just a matter of, will he sacrifice himself? Will he go with the attack anyway? We'll just have to see. This is the last time we see them two fight in this episode anyway. We move on to Queen and Sanji fighting. Sanji's on the back foot. Queen with his technology and his, I'm gonna say, long neck devil fruit, he has the upper hand. He has the ability to overpower Sanji. Things get worse as King, out of completely nowhere, just jumps in and starts helping Queen. Even nearly setting fire to Queen, saying, look, you're fine, you'll heal up, it's fine. And Sanji, he realizes he's up against it until he uses the attack Con Casa. He sets himself on fire, does a rotating kick, and Queen, I'm gonna give props to Queen. Queen takes it, he tanks it, showing the strength of his cyborg self as well as the devil fruit. So good props to Queen on taking the hit. Don't worry, I'm not switching sides, I'm rooting for Sanji. And King takes the opportunity to just deck Sanji, and Sanji goes flying, absolutely flying back. So King and Queen, they switch their attack and they focus on the smiles and the pleasures. If you don't remember, Tama gave her Demidongos a part of this devil fruit. They ate it. She then has the ability to control them, sort of like hypnosis or mind control. So now they realize, cool, you want to betray us? We're going to take care of you. And they start attacking all the pleasurers and all the gifters, right? Queen, he orders the troop to go and find and kill Zoro, because they know that Zoro has been given the injection, so it's only a matter of time before he comes back. So he sends the troop to go kill him. And now Chopper and the rest of them have to take Zoro and run off. Sanji comes back and he's ready to fight again. He's ready to take the fight to Queen. But off on the side, we have Perospero. Remember, he's the oldest brother of Big Mom, not brother, son of Big Mom. And so he wants to take the chance to fire an arrow at Sanji. If you don't remember, Sanji ruined the whole plan of Big Mom to unite the families in the whole cake arc. So he wants to take the chance to get revenge for the family. But he's eventually stopped by, God, what's his name? There's so many names in this anime, manga. I'm just going to call him the Cat Mink. I'll put a picture up here and I'll probably write the name just so you guys can know. But this is who stops him from doing it. The last scene on the anime of this episode is, the troops protect, the samurai troops, they protect Chopper. They say, look, you helped us out. We know we're in bad shape, but take Zoro and go. So they go, they split, they run, only for King to catch up to them, stop them right in their tracks. And that's where the episode ends. Pretty standard episode, not much to dive into. We have, Momonosuke being, matured up. We have Killer being put in a hard situation. And we have King attempting to go kill Zoro and Chopper. So that's pretty much it where you leave off for this episode. Next episode, we're probably going to see, Zoro get better. Probably see Killer deal with Hawkins. But, just something to look forward to. Tell me what you think in the comment section down below. I'm Canadian. Like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.